This instructional video is about Google Sheets entering data, making a scatter plot, and getting a best fit line. You will want to be logged into your tvsd.info account. On the Google page, this matrix here, dots, where the apps are. You want to go into Sheets, and you're going to want to open a new Google Sheet by hitting the plus sign, and now you can enter in your data. First, let's give this a name. All right, you see here I've typed in example graph. That will be its name, and I'm going to put in. I'm going to make my data table, and I'm going to do time in minutes. Time and units are minutes, and that's how you would type it in. And I'm going to make up some data for temperature and degrees. And here I go. Just enter it in. Say 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. And I finished putting in the data here. A couple things you can do. You can highlight a whole row, and I want to make my column headings bold, and I want to align them so that they're centered. Also, I can left click and drag to get those two columns A and B, and I want everything centered on those columns, and there, that looks good. Actually, I've lost a bit of the word here. I need to make column B wider, so I put my cursor there, and when I get those arrows, I can left click, drag, and make that wider. Now I'm ready to insert a chart, it's called, which is going to become our graph. So insert chart, and some recommendations. You want to go to chart types, this tab here, and scroll down to scatter plot, and there's a preview of the scatter plot. It looks good. I will insert, and that's pretty good, but we want to make some changes. There's a way to edit here. Click on advanced edit, and this will open up a bunch of menu items over here about the graph. So there's the title, and I'm going to change it to something a little different. I accidentally updated. Let's go back into advanced edit and edit the title. I've changed it to temperature versus time, and when I update, that will update there. Legend, I think, is best at the bottom, and you'll see that later on. Going down, axis information here. Horizontal axis will address. Here's the title. That looks good. Time in minutes. Did that by default. The min and max, the start says 0, and it fits everything. Nothing to adjust there. It looks good. I'm going to now look at the vertical axis. The title looks good. Temperature in degrees. Min is not 0. I want the min to be 0, so I'm going to put in 0 there, and it will update. When I update, that will come in. Or actually, it already just did that, and so that's good. I'm going to keep going. If we had more than one set of data, we could have different series, but we usually won't. We can play with color and point shape and things like that. The last thing we get to is at the very bottom here is trend line. That's our best fit line. So right now, it's our scatter plots right there, and it's good for that. But it looks like it's a line. It is a line. So we want to put a linear trend line in, and I hit that, and there it is. And now we go down here. There's a few more things that we can play with, but there's no need. Yes, there's one more thing actually. There's no equation. How do we do that? The label here is custom, and it's whatever's in this box. So if I click off that, then I would, there it is, trend line down there, and now matches what that says. I don't want that. I want an equation. So I'll say use equation in this drop down menu, and there you can see the equation. The equation that it gives is right there, y equals 5x plus 15. That's the best the computer can do, but as the human, you have to put in good symbols for the variables. We don't have y and x, we have something different. We have on the y-axis, we have temperature, and the slope is going to be rise units over run units, or 5 degrees for every 1 minute of time. So that's the slope. And we don't have x, we have time on the x-axis. And the y-intercept is 15, but the units on the y-axis are degrees. So this is the equation that would be your result from this data. And we're still in edit mode here. Last thing to do is hit update. And we now have the graph inserted in our spreadsheet. The data is there, and here's the graph. And you can save this as an image somewhere. Goes to downloads, I believe. Or actually, it's right. It will go to down below on your screen. So we'll talk more about it in class, but this is your introduction. You just saw how to enter data, make a scatter plot, get the best fit line.